Okay, good. My name is Brianna. I am from the U.S., from America, and this is my third year in Taiwan. Third year. My husband is Taiwanese, so I will be here forever and maybe see you more. But I'm very, very grateful to be teaching you. Okay? Today I'd like to teach you about a special holiday called Halloween. Who's heard of Halloween? Halloween. Anybody? October 31st is Halloween, but there's many interesting things about Halloween. It's a special part of American culture, and many people in the world celebrate Halloween. But it started with the Celtic people. It was a group of people in Ireland, England. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Thank you. Okay, so it was a holiday that started by the Celtic people in Ireland, England, and Scotland. So 3 countries, about the same area. So the Celtics were a group of people, and they believed on October 31st that evil things would come out at night. And so they were frightened, they were scared. And so what they did is they started something called it looks like it's spelled Samhain, but it's Samhain in the Celtic language. And that was their Halloween. What they did is at night, they'd wear animal skins. So maybe they'd kill a deer or a wolf or a bear and wear the skins over their head and over their body. This way, they thought they were scarier than whatever evil things there were. So something evil, they wanted to be scarier to make the evil go away. So to protect themselves. So at night, they would wear animal skins and they'd have a big fire. And dance and eat, drink, and they would protect themselves. Now, in the U.S. and other countries, we know Samhain is Halloween. On October 31st in the U.S., our little kids, children, and some adults will wear costumes like vampires, princesses, goddesses, anything, and they would wear a costume for fun. Not because of evil or anything, but for fun. And they would do something called trick or treating. Trick or treat. So you go to your neighbors and you knock on the door and you say, trick or treat, and you have your bag. What you want is candy, the treat. Treat is candy, sweet things. Trick is to mess around with somebody. So like, if my friend was sitting here playing with her phone, and I'd sneak up behind her and scare her. That's a trick. So you're asking, are you going to give me a trick, or are you going to give me a treat? Sometimes both. So trick or treat is what little kids do. Adults cannot ask for candy. So my mom would not go and dress up as a princess and go get candy. No. So it's little kids now. And the parents would take the kids and go knock on doors and ask for candy. at the end of the night, the kids all pour the candy out and see how much candy. Every year, my little brother always had more candy than me. He always had more candy, and always the good candy. Chocolate, anything that really chewy, anything really good, he always got. So I was always jealous because he wore cool costumes like Spider-Man and Batman, anything. So trick or treat. And in other countries, Halloween is called All Saints' Day. This is for Catholic people. Catholic people believe Halloween is also All Saints' Day. So they have candles. Let me see if I can draw a candle. So they take candles and they walk down the road together to pray. And that's All Saints' Day. A saint is like an angel, heavenly angel, a saint. So they'd walk down the street together with a candle and pray and whatever. So that's All Saints' Day. But in Halloween, we dress up. We have parties. We play tricks on each other. We trick each other. We scare each other. And one really popular way to scare each other is to read scary stories. Who likes to read scary stories? Anybody like to read scary stories? Okay. Well, scary stories on Halloween sometimes are scary, sometimes not so much. Sometimes they teach you things, or sometimes they mess with your mind. So scary stories are something we do on Halloween, and something my family loves to do on Halloween. So we sit together in a group and we tell scary stories to see whose heart will start racing. So scary stories on Halloween. So I'm going to start off by telling you two very famous sort of scary stories in the US. Now, some scary stories are experienced, like maybe they did happen, and some are made up. Some, they're not real. Somebody just wrote them. Some of them, maybe they're real, or maybe it happened to somebody. So if it's real, we usually call it an urban legend. This means an urban legend is a story that many people believe, like they think is real, or maybe they've seen it, but we don't know if it's really real. We're not sure. So it's an urban legend, and it's been passed down from generation to generation. So maybe my grandma told my mom, and my mom told me. I tell my kids. It's an urban legend. So one of these stories is just a scary story, and one of them is an urban legend, okay? So I'll read and I'll explain to you everything that's happening so you guys can understand, but it's not too scary, not really. So, some boys and girls were at a party one night. So we have boys and girls at a party. There was a graveyard down the street, and they were talking about how scary it was. So what is a graveyard? It's, in Taiwan you have like, when people, they die, you put them in like little houses or in like a U-shaped thing, like this. In the US, let's see if I can straw. So they're at a party at a house, and down the street is a graveyard. So our graveyards have stones, and they say R.I.P., rest in peace. Which means don't wake up. Please don't wake up. Rest, sleep, stay there. So rest in peace. So the story is about some boys and girls who are at a party, and it's near a graveyard. One of the boys said, "Don't ever stand on a grave after dark. The person inside will grab you. He'll pull you under." So he said, don't ever stand on a grave at night. He said the person inside will grab you and pull you under. "That's not true," one of the girls said. "It's just superstition." So the other girl, she thinks this boy is just talking. And it's just a lie. She's not scared. The boy said, "I'll give you $1 if you stand on a grave." So he said he'll give her money if she goes and stands on the grave. "A grave doesn't scare me," said the girl. "I'll do it right now." So the girl's like, boys. And she goes to go stand on the grave. The boy handed her his knife. It's a little hot in here. The boy handed her his knife. "Stick this knife in one of the graves," he said. "Then we'll know you were here." So the boy, he has a knife. What's a knife? Used to cut things. So he has a knife, and he tells the girl if she sticks it in the grave, that means she didn't run away. She wasn't scared. So she has to stick the knife in the grave. So the girl's like, I can, no problem. The graveyard was filled with shadows and was as quiet as death. "There's nothing to be scared of," the girl told herself, but she was scared anyway. So a graveyard is kind of spooky. It's a little scary at night because it's dark. And maybe there's trees hanging and they have shadows and you're like, what is that? You don't know. So the girl was starting to get nervous. Her heart was pounding. She picked out a grave and stood on it. Then quickly she bent over and plunged the knife into the soil, and she started to leave. So she found a grave. She chose one of them. So maybe she chose this one, and she stuck, so this is her knife, she stuck the knife in the ground to prove that she wasn't scared. So she's going to leave, but she couldn't get away. Something was holding her back. So something had her. She tried a second time to leave, but she was stuck. She couldn't move. She was filled with terror. So now she's really scared, right? Because the boy at the party said, if you stand on a grave, the person will pull you in. So she feels she's stuck. Something has got me, she screamed and fell to the ground. She's so scared, she fell. When she didn't come back, the others went to look for her. They found her body sprawled across the grave. Without realizing it, she had plunged the knife through her skirt and had pinned it to the ground. It was only the knife that held her. She had died of fright. So when the boys are waiting for her, and they're like, why is she so late? What is she doing? So they go out and they look for her. And they're looking and they see her body on the grave. And they see the knife she had stuck in her shirt. It was stuck in her shirt. It wasn't a hand. She had accidentally stuck the knife in her own shirt. And she thought it was a hand. She thought she was stuck. So she was so scared, her heart failed. She was too scared and she died. So this teaches you, your mind plays tricks on you when you're scared, right? Maybe you're at your house at night and you get up and you're thirsty. You want to drink something. So you go downstairs, open the fridge, get something to drink, close it, and it's a little dark. It's a little dark in the house. And so you're walking and looking and you feel like something's behind you, right? So you quickly go up the stairs. So our mind plays tricks on us, even though there's nothing there. Every time I want to go get something to drink at my house, I always run down and run up the stairs because I always feel like something is behind me. It's just a creepy feeling because it's dark. And dark is usually, can't see anything, so you don't know what's there. So you feel scared. Okay, the second story is an urban legend. This is something that many people have seen in the U.S. and in other countries. And it's called the vanishing hitchhiker. So what does vanishing mean? It means my notebook, I have it here, I go and I come back and it's gone. It's gone. Vanished. It vanished. A hitchhiker is somebody who needs a ride, who has no car. No car. So they need a ride. So they're on the road, hey, stop, I need a ride. In the U.S., a long time ago, we had many. It was okay to take on hitchhikers. So you're driving and you see someone like this. This means they need help. They want a ride. So, oh, come on, come in my car. And you ask, oh, where do you want to go? And then you drive them to where they need to go. But now in the U.S., not okay. Because some bad things have happened. Maybe the hitchhiker is a bad person. They steal your money or they kill people. So it's very dangerous to let people in your car, let strangers, you don't know them. So a hitchhiker is somebody who doesn't have a car and is on the road, on the side of the road saying, stop, I need help, I want to go somewhere, because they have no car. So this is about an urban legend in the U.S. Some people think it's real. Some people say they have seen it. So I haven't. I don't know. Maybe. A traveling man who lived in New York was on his way home one night when he saw a woman walking along the side of the road. So a man was driving home. He's going home to New York. And he sees, so he's driving, he sees a woman with very bad clothing, tattered clothes. She looks very tired, and she's walking on the side of the road, and he's driving and he sees her. And he stopped his car and asked the woman if he could take her where she was going. So he stopped the car and said, "Oh, where are you going? Do you need help?" So he's going to help the hitchhiker. She stated that she was on her way to visit her brother who lived about 3 miles further on the same road. So she said, the woman said, she wanted to go see her brother. So she's looking for her brother's house. And so the driver knows the house. So he's like, "Oh, okay, come in the car. You can sit in the car." He asked her to get in the car and sit by him. But she said she would sit in the back of the car. So he said, "Oh, come in the car." A car has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seats, right? And so it's him, the driver, and he said she can sit next to him. But she said no. She wanted to sit in the back. So he was like, "Okay, I guess so, okay." Conversation took place for a while as they rode along, but soon the woman grew quiet. So they were talking, and as he was driving, she became quieter and quieter and quieter until she was silent. She didn't speak. The man drove on until he reached the home of the woman's brother, whom he knew, then stopped his car to let the woman alight. So he drove to her brother's house and stopped. And he opened the door, so he unlocked the door so she could get out. But when he looked behind him, there was no one in the car. So he looked behind, the woman was gone. She vanished. No woman. Where did she go? He thought that was strange, like she was just behind me. So he went into the house. He knocked on the door and asked the brother. He said that there was a woman in his car that had been in his car that said she wanted to see her brother. And the man there was her brother. Hello. But when he arrived at the house, the lady had disappeared. She was gone. The brother was